3, 2, 1. I can take a little bitch if I want to, yeah, but I doesn't. Doesn't. Man, welcome back to another episode of MKZ, the motherfucking podcast, man. 2 times in the building. Major Key in the building. Smacks in the building. We got the whole gang in the building today, man. How y'all doing, fellas?
We're doing very lovely on this Friday night.
NBA is back.
NBA is motherfucking back, man. Y'all probably wondering why I got this ski on my face. Come on now. That new Yeet drop. You couldn't tell by the intro? We're here for one reason and one reason only. Come on now. I'm not playing. But nah, man, NBA is certainly back, man. I know we've been gone for a little while. We haven't really been able to talk about the NBA talks that we would have wanted to exactly when they drop, but man, it's all a part of the process, man. Y'all know we're in 3 different places, so sometimes it'd be difficult to get all of us available at the same time, but you know, we're forever going to keep working for y'all and make this work as long as we can. So, yeah, man, the main topic of discussion today, we're not wasting no time. We're getting straight into it. It's been hella bombshells in the league from
Woj bombs.
It's been Woj bombs to Sham. All them boys have been dropping bombshells on bombshells. We just had the Allstar pass, and we're talking about the second half of the season, as you can see on the TV behind me. So, we're looking forward to everything, man. I just want to start off by saying, I miss y'all niggas, man. How y'all boys been? Y'all boys been good, man?
Yeah,
God damn.
I've been straight, bro.
You been straight?
I'm kind of excited. I'm going to come back down there soon.
Yes, sir. I'm coming back to the crib. I love to see it.
Yes, sir.
Smack, you been good? Everything been all right?
Man, I'm ready to drop out at this point, man.
Oh, I feel that, bro. And I'm about to graduate, and I feel like I'm ready to drop out, bro. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, man. Got 1 more year left. You just grinding this bitch out.
That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. But man, let's get straight into it, bro. Let's start with just the shakeup of the league, man. The league has shaken up tremendously since the last time we discussed, and I think it's only fair that we start with the biggest. Y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all know who I am.
I know him.
That bad man KD is officially a Phoenix Sun. How the hell do we feel about it? Me personally, I'm not even gonna lie, until this very moment talking about it right now, I was like, whatever. But now it's just running through my head, and it's like, this nigga KD is on the Suns, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar. What is anybody in the league gonna do with him, bro? With that team in general, because they didn't lose many of their major pieces. I mean, Mikal Bridges was a big loss. Jay Crowder, they was having beef with, so they was ready to see him walk out the door. And, you know, like...
Cam Johnson
had to go too. You know, I'll be honest, they lost a good amount of solid role players. Very solid role players. But the core of the team, CP3, D-Book, D-Ayton, and now you add KD to that mix... It's scary, y'all. It's scary. How y'all feel about it?
It was like interesting to see that. I was kind of pissed off as a Lakers fan that the Nets said they want to send Kyrie to the Lakers, but they want to send KD to the Suns. Like, dang, we would have given him 2 first-round picks too. Like, I don't get it. But the team definitely got better. But I was talking about someone earlier about this, like. You said they got those main guys, but that's the only starting lineup, bro. Like, it kind of remind me of Brooklyn. Remember Brooklyn? It was hype. It was James Harden, Kyrie, and KD.
Yeah.
And it's like they got no bench. And it's like, I mean, they got some solid players though. But it's like, if God forbid, knock on wood, if something happened the same way against the Nets, and like Kyrie gets hurt, or like Chris Paul get hurt, or the Book get hurt, it's gonna be the same shit, rinse and repeat.
It is.
But, it is. I hope they do be good. Lakers over here, we ain't scared of that shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool with me.
I'm gonna be real key. I'm sorry, but as a Lakers fan, I don't think y'all could be saying y'all scared of it. Y'all not scared of anybody, because y'all niggas suck, bro. Until y'all prove niggas otherwise. And D-Lo just got hurt yesterday, bro. So what was the point of trading for him?
It's an ankle. He'll be out for a week or 2. He's straight.
I hope so.
We've been defeated since the trade deadline.
There's only been one game.
There's been two.
He's talking like they on a 20-game win streak.
Since we traded, there's been 2 games and they win. We're only 3 games behind the 6th seed. Like,
so y'all good? Lakers good?
Yeah, bro. That we could beat most of those teams if you have a healthy LeBron and AD with a core of people that could shoot and defend like how we do right now.
Yeah,
that's how they won a championship the first time. Like, and then you have D'Lo, a top scorer. Like,
I respect it. I do respect it. Smack, how you feel about the KD move to Phoenix?
When it first happened, it had me shook. I was like, damn. And honestly, after that trade, I was just only interested in seeing like what they had to give up for him. And then when you look at it, they only had to give up really like 2 wings and like a couple of picks. That's not bad at all. Like, you could low-key say they low-key kind of got fleeced because they low-key could have got more.
Yeah.
So really only have to giving up really two guys that weren't really like big-time players. Like, you kept DeAndre and Chris Paul. Obviously Devin Booker, so that was a good move for the Phoenix Suns. So, they're bound to give a lot of problems, but obviously the main question is health. My boy KD right now, he's nursing an injury, trying to come back. CP3's had his run-in with injuries, so the biggest and obvious question is, can those guys stay healthy? But if they do, I feel like they're gonna give a lot of teams a run for their money, So it should be interesting because Monty Williams, he's a good head coach, so.
Old.
Stop hating on the
teams in the West problems.
Stop hating on the ball man, Key. Come on now. Nah, but that's real. That's real. I mean, to be honest, like, Keymon does bring up a very quality point from the perspective of, like, yeah, you just brought in arguably definitely a top 5 player in the world. I don't think there's really no debate on that. And he's been that for the last 12 to 15 years. Like, it's been a solid with KD. But, it's just about the depth of the team. It did get tremendously worse. They still have some solid players. You still got what is it? You still got Campaign back there. Who else do they have, bro? I don't even know. They got
Shamit.
That boy Torrey Craig, man. That boy.
I fuck with Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig, cool. They did pick up Terrence Ross too. That's a good pickup.
Terrence Ross is a good pickup. But I've seen more about Terrence Ross streaming than I've seen him hooping lately.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
that boy be going crazy in the streets playing 2K, man. That boy be
come up on the podcast, Terrence Ross. Let's talk something. We can talk video games. We can talk gaming too now. Come on now. But nah, that's real. Okay, so KD, where do y'all think that swings the pendulum as far as the West and like how Phoenix lines up? Because we got to remember Phoenix was just in the finals like 2 years ago. Let's not forget that. So, what do y'all like? Do y'all think they're back to that, to championship contender level, like damn near the favorite, or is it just they got KD, but the West is still loaded? We got to see what happens.
Yeah, they're definitely in the conversation. I was just thinking about like the best teams in the West, and it's like they're loaded, but it's like it's kind of open, and I feel like every team's interchangeable. The only team that looks like good to me is the Nuggets, but the Nuggets do that every year. They're always really good in the regular season, and they go to the postseason. It's a different story. I think the Kings are like the 4th seed. Like, come on, bro, the Kings.
Hey, don't be sleep on the Kings, man.
They're not bad, but it's like
it's the Kings.
It's the Kings. Yeah. Like they
tough.
One of their top players is a rookie, and Keegan Murray's he's a hooper, but it's like you're not going far in the playoffs with that type of like they got a good core. If they keep that core, add some more people to it, that'd be good. But I feel like and hopefully I know I'm talking about the Lakers. They still got to prove it. So hopefully, if they could get up, stay healthy, and get up there, I feel like it'll be like maybe like the Suns, the Nuggets, Mavericks. We gonna get by them too in a little bit by that big trade.
Yeah.
But you can say Memphis. They dropped down a lot though. But like I'd say they're top 5. I'm not gonna put Lakers in there yet because they didn't earn that spot yet. But I say they're top 5 for sure. They're definitely in the contender of a championship if they're healthy.
Okay, got you. Now for Smack, I'm gonna lay out the question a lot more clear cut for you. Are the Phoenix Suns the Western Conference content? I mean, are the West? Are the damn? I'm sounding like keep on right now. Are the are the Phoenix Suns the team that comes out of the West, McKinley? Are they? Are you muted? Let me answer the question first before you go. 'Cause I see that you're a little occupied. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I love KD. Have they even played yet together or no?
They say he might come next week. Come back next week.
He might come back next week, bruh. No, I'm sorry, bruh. And I might be hating as a Braun fan, but I can say right now, I'm not even that scared of Phoenix because for Phoenix, like Chris Paul, I have always respected him. He's a point guard. You know, he's the top point guard in this league, a top point guard that we have ever seen, and I will forever give him his credit. But we know what happens when it comes to playoff basketball with Chris Paul, and to be honest, to me, he doesn't get enough flack. Like the shit that we talk about James Harden and players like that not performing in the playoffs. Chris Paul has had loaded teams since the Clippers days, and they haven't really made. I mean, he made it to the finals, but he got hurt. Made it every single time is a big moment where it's time for him to showcase why he's one of the best point guards of all time. He's hurt. You don't see him.
Yeah.
We needed him in Game 7 against the Warriors. The Rockets needed him. He was gone. You need him in Phoenix when they're in the finals. He's gone. Like what? At this point, go sit your old ass down somewhere, bro. Like I'm not really trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate on Chris Paul, but like that's just how I feel about him as a playoff contender, like as a playoff performer. And then D Book, I know D Book is massive. I know D Book is a great player, and I know D Book has been a player that has, slowly solidified himself in this league. But even I see him the same way I see a player like Jimmy Butler, and I love the Heat, but I'm gonna say this. I don't think we can win with JB being our first option, and I don't think that's the case with D Book. With D Book either, I don't think it's the case with D Book either. Now they brought in KD, that's the point. But like we just detailed earlier, you lost on the back end, you lost on the depth department. So now it's like, okay, now you're asking these people to take much more of a load than they had to take to back in the day because you have players like Mikal Bridges. Who shout out to Mikal Bridges because he's been doing his thing in Brooklyn. Like he getting over there, he said, "Fuck the trade, fuck the noise." Fuck this quote unquote tanking, this quote unquote rebuild. I'm gonna come out here and work. And he been doing what he do. Cam Johnson does what he does. Like these are solid guys that could be and were solid contributors to their finals run. So it's now we've lost them. Now we're asking these guys who's getting up there in age to do more. It's gonna be more of the same. We're gonna see God forbid, I hate to say it, we're gonna see a CP injury at some point. We're probably going to see a KD nick at some point. I'm not going to say he's going to get injured, but maybe he'll get a little nicked. We'll see something. D-Book has been dealing with injuries too. Like, the team is just kind of in shambles to me. So, they're definitely the favorite on paper, but we know basketball is much more than what you see on the paper. So, I'm going to say the Phoenix Suns is not going to the NBA Finals. I'm booking that right now.
Oh, sugar.
I'm booking that right now.
I forgot to also add the Clippers. They're also a good team.
That's what I'm saying. Who made a big time pickup as well in Russell Westbrook. So I mean, the West is loaded this year. It truly is, and I'll give them their credit. And it's gonna be a sight to see. Smack, do you got the Phoenix Suns going to the finals or no?
Man,
I know it's a way too early prediction. Like Bleacher Report likes to drop, but we'll talk about it now.
Like KG said, man, anything's possible.
Hey, I respect.
The boys thought the Miami Heat weren't even gonna make it out the first round last year against the Atlanta Hawks, and I looked at everybody crazy. Anything was gonna make it to the conference finals. But with the Suns, obviously they're the favorites. They're big favorites. Obviously, Kevin Durant's a huge name.
Right.
We know who he is. And obviously we know with CP3, he has his injury history, and but relatively healthy, a great, solid performer. Good contributor. You don't really need him to do much shit when you got KD and Devin Booker scoring most of the, taking more of the score load. So all you got to do is facilitate, which is what he usually does.
That is true.
Going to the conference finals, if everybody's healthy, if every team in the West is healthy, I'd say probably not. I feel like they just don't
Wait,
have
wait.
enough.
You don't even got them to go into the conference finals?
Cover.
Because I think that's what you
Yeah,
just said.
it really depends on the match. But I mean, finals. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Oh,
Finals. I don't
finals.
know.
What
I
was I
think
about
it
to say?
just.
Yo,
Yeah.
ugly lad,
Conference finals.
get your head in the game. Yo, bean head ass.
Hey, there's a lot going on, man.
No, I respect
But
that. I respect that. I respect
your mask distracted me, baby. But anyway,
that.
uh, yeah, barring that, like every team is healthy, man. It's gonna be tougher to make it to the finals, man, because they're gonna see a lot of tough teams, and they're gonna get worn down a little bit because of that. It ain't gonna be easy. They ain't gonna see no first round sweeps, especially depending on who they go up against and where they seed. But I think right now, I think they're seeded with. I think they're the fifth seed, and they could easily, if the playoffs were to start right now, they see the Clippers first round, and
Ooh, that's a good
that's
matchup.
gonna be a dogfight.
Russ versus KD. I look, you want to see that. I look, you want to see that. Key, you wanted to say something or?
Oh, damn, I got a lot. Like referring to go back to what you said about Devin Booker. Is I was gonna say like even him, like he's good, and he's a scorer, but it's like I feel like I mean we had a little bit of that transition when we had that finals run, but I think I wanted more out of Booker, and I feel like he should be more in that like how Jason Tatum is. Like look at Jason Tatum doing like he's that young player that everybody knew for a little bit. He stepped up and like dudes like in the MVP talks. He carried his not carried, but he was a bigger role on the Celtics team that I feel than Devin Booker. I also have Celtics teams I feel like also a little better than that Suns team that they have, but bro, Jason Tatum is at a high level right now, and I feel like Booker, even if he was healthy, he's still at that level. Like he's like you said about Jimmy Butler, he's just you can't win with him being the main guy. That's like that's KD, but it's like if they double KD or something, make it hard for KD Booker to step up. Like I can see him do it, but all those teams that we mentioned in the top in the West, they have really good starting lineups, and they have benches. Like all those West team has a good bench.
Solid.
From the Nuggets, Clippers, Memphis, all of them. They all have good benches, and it's like okay, they could come out when KD them boys come out. Like KD he can't do that like he did against the Bucks. Play all the minutes in the game, bro. Like, and especially Chris Paul at 37, he can't do that, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens.
that's real. That's real. I'm gonna be honest. To your D book point, he's yes, like because if you think about it, some of these younger guys, these younger cats in the league, your Lucas, your JTs, your Jaws, players like that. D book, you're right. You're supposed to be right there, and
Yeah,
you're supposed to be like your name is supposed to be up there with those guys. I'm not saying it's not, but those guys have elevated themselves into superstar status. And I'm not saying you're not there either. This is not no knock on D book, but it's just a lot more iffy than I feel like than a lot of these other guys when it comes to are they going to be one of the faces of this league in the next 5 to 10 years? Are they going to be? It's simple as that. I'll put my money on JT and Luca before I put it on Devin Booker. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But nah, I mean the Suns. We're gonna they're a project team. We're gonna see what's going on. They still gotta. We heard Kevon talk about how they KD slated to come back next week, so we might see them in their full lore as early as next week. So we'll see how that team looks. But we got to move on to the next blockbuster move that Brooklyn made, which honestly looks like a team that's like saying fuck it. The whole friend. I'm gonna be real with. I'm sorry if we have any Brooklyn Nets fans that watch the podcast. Your whole franchise has just been a series of projects and a series of busts, bro. Like I just don't know what more to say. Since y'all have become the Brooklyn Nets, y'all was trying to make a bang when it first happened. You brought in KG, you brought in Paul Pierce, you brought in Joe Johnson. You ain't do jack shit.
Aaron Williams too.
Darren Williams, Darren Williams, and when Darren Williams was still Darren Williams, y'all didn't do a damn thing. Now y'all had y'all very she trying to get credit. She trying to be credit. You want to be credit? Like y'all had that team that was making a little noise. Didn't really go nowhere as expected because they were a young team. You can't expect a team like that to make some noise in the playoffs. And then now you had arguably one of what's probably gonna go down as one of the biggest flops in NBA history from a team construction perspective. You had Kyrie, a top guard of his generation. You had James Harden, a top guard of his generation. You had KD. I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. There's nothing more we have to say about him. And you couldn't go nowhere. Like, I'm talking nowhere. And it got blown up immediately. Like, we gotta start looking at the Brooklyn Nets front office, because this is ridiculous for them to be selling all this money on these names and not winning a single motherfucking thing. Like, for those of you that know football, I'll show a little bit of my football knowledge here. They're really reminding me of Chelsea in the Premier League, because Chelsea is selling out all these names. They're putting money everywhere. They're bringing big time names. They're doing all this. They have won 2 games out of their last 15. So what is the point? That's how the Brooklyn Nets look to me. And I just had to get it off my chest before we talk about the bombshell that Kyrie, ended up landing about, saying, I'm getting the fuck up out of here and send me somewhere where we can win. Unfortunately, it wasn't the Lakers like our good friend Major Key would have wanted. But he's a Dallas Maverick. He's a Dallas Maverick now. Smack, how you feel about Kyrie to the Dallas Mavericks?
Man, that boy Joe Tsai, he is one petty mofo, man.
He is, man. He is.
He talking about some, man, I'm not sending him to where he wants to go, man. I'll send him to wherever. I'm like, dang, bro. So he's not even really caring what he get in return.
He don't give a damn.
He's like, hey, as long as he don't go to the Lakers, I'm good. And
That's
I'm like,
petty.
hey.
That's real petty, bro.
One second, sorry. Put it in perspective. It was a 2027 and a 2029 draft pick. In those years, LeBron is going to retire or probably won't play for Lakers. That's going to be easily a top 5 draft pick.
Easy.
That nigga dunce, bro. That nigga dunce.
I'm telling you.
Go ahead, McKinney. I'm sorry.
Oh man, so that's I'm happy for Kyrie to get up out of there, because when you look at it from his side, after being called an anti-Semitic by his own owner because he released, even though the video the movie that he released was very controversial and did have a lot of anti-Semitics and not very true facts, but Kyrie's not that type of person, as he's shown to be. He's a man that gives to this community, donates, and he's just an amazing people person. He's obviously not that type of person to be anti-Semitic. So it's sad that his own owner did that. And then there's obviously the whole PR he had to do with having to meet with the leaders, with the Jewish leaders. Had to donate, had to be suspended a couple of games, So obviously, if you had to do it, any person had to do all of that, obviously you would like to get out of there too, because clearly,
it's not the best place for you. It's not the best place for you.
It isn't. So, and then now he's with Luka, and a lot of people say, it's funny because on our team, guys were saying some guys were saying they won't work, and other guys were saying, those are the 2 best creative, offensive-minded guys. So I think it'll work out, because Kyrie could go off the ball and give Luka his rest, because obviously we've seen Luka's usage. He's just obviously taking a lot of the shots over there. They're relying on him the most to create just any type of offense, especially when it comes to playmaking.
It's Luka or bust over there in Dallas before Kyrie got there. It was Luka or bust.
Thanks.
So Luka gets to take, he gets to take a lot of the offensive burden off his shoulder, and really just leave it up to Kyrie, especially on certain nights. If he's not hitting, they defense is making it tough. He's got Kyrie to lean on. So I feel like they'll be, quite an offensive duo right there.
See, my feelings before you go, Key. My feelings on Kyrie and Luka, and this has just been my perspective of Luka to begin with. Luka's one of those players to me. I really do feel like he falls into that James Harden, like prime James Harden, prime Russell Westbrook type. And I love those guys. Like, my co-host here can attest to my love for Westbrook. I've been riding with him since, for the ups and the downs. But, we just know that their play style isn't quite conducive to winning in today's game, just from the perspective, or at least a play style that they used to play with, from the perspective of it's me, and that's it. I'm the team. Like, I will drop 50. I'll get a 50-point triple double. I'll drop 60. I'll drop 60 and 15. I'll put out absurd numbers, but what is it doing for the longevity and for the sake of my organization? Is it bringing me W's? Is it bringing me rings? It didn't. And it hasn't up until this point for Luka. Now, I feel like when you bring in another ball-dominant player like Kyrie, yes, Kyrie has proven that he could play off the ball, and he could strive in that role. But let's not forget who he was playing off the ball with. He was playing off the ball with one guy named LeBron motherfucking James. You see what I'm saying? So, it's like, yeah, like, yes, he can play off the ball. Yes, it's a possibility for him, and his game does translate nicely because he could still do everything with the peel that he could do, with it in his hands off of it. But, we've seen him in more off the ball roles, like in Boston, flamed out, and we saw him with KD, and it looked nice, but at the end of the day, all we can chalk it up to is a flame out as well. So I'm not saying Dallas doesn't have potential, but my initial reaction to the trade was, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be something that's conducive for winning basketball in today's era. Now, they could very well prove me wrong. I only saw like one game, and I think both of them was in for that last. Y'all saw that game against who was they playing where they couldn't even get off a shot
And the
attempt?
Nets, right? Oh, Minnesota, yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. They couldn't even get off a shot attempt at the buzzer. And yeah, two, like McKinley just said, two of arguably the best arguably the two best offensive players, just offensive minds in the league, and you couldn't even get a shot off. I don't know, man. How you feel about it, Keith?
Bro, listening to both of you guys' perspectives, I'm like literally on both of you guys' sides. Like, for me, it's a great curiosity and it's very enjoyable and it gets me very excited because I love Kyrie Irving and Luka. Y'all know I'm a huge Luka fan, and it goes back to what you're saying, McKelly, about how like Kyrie, he's a top player. He's played off ball before. He works, and I also think like because Jalen Brunson, he's a really good player and a ball dominant guy too. Kind of, I feel like Kyrie's an upgrade to Luka, and those two are. I feel like him and Kyrie could work. But the thing is, like you said, now Luka low key been playing that James Harden type basketball, similar like just carrying, shooting, scoring, doing everything because that's all he knows. So it's like it's curiosity built because like Kyrie is one of the most smartest offensive minds. Can he figure this out and work it out with Luka Doncic? Because if they do, it could go far. And now it's a testament to Luka. Because like Luka, people were talking about how Luka was being a bad teammate to Kristaps Porzingis and how he wasn't getting Porzingis the touches and how he's James Harden, how he can Luka beat those rumors and actually show that he could do it with someone like Kyrie Irving. Right. It's very interesting. And if they could make that work, it could go far. If not, it'll tumble. So it's like, I don't know. I hope it does, kind of like both of them individually. But we'll see. It's a very interesting thing, and it's very exciting to see in the postseason what they both could do together. And they have good big around and good decent role players around them. They just got to figure it out, and that's the exciting part about that team for me.
Yeah.
So
that's very true. That's very true. And I do second that notion. I see where honestly, your soliloquy just now kind of swayed me. It did kind of sway me from the perspective of if it works, it's gonna be a sight to see, boy. It's gonna be beauty. It's gonna be beauty in the making. It's gonna be beauty on the basketball court because we see what both of them do, bro. They're excellent individuals. They're excellent ball players. It's just about if they could find a way to make it mesh to the way that it's conducive for the Dallas Mavericks. And if they do, I would love to see it. They definitely are a big time playoff contender. And we just have to see because they'll be duking it out with the likes of. It's a parade inside my city. No. Like they gonna be duking it out with some dogs in Memphis, Denver, the Lakers. If the Lakers ever get their show together, we always forget about the Warriors, which we did last year, and they just said, "Shut up and let's win a championship." Like, it's gonna be very interesting to see. It's gonna be very interesting to see, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I feel like the last trade that is worth talking about, or the last pickup, so to say, it's worth talking about before we move on to the All-Star game and how that went. It's probably Russ for the Clippers. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I love the move. I love the move. I love the move. Y'all know I was gonna say that. I love the move because it puts my nigga Russ back in a spot where he could shine. He's back where PG. We saw what him and PG did in OKC. They look decent. Now you add Kawhi to that mix, arguably one of the best two-way players of all time. Like, it is a sight to see. And the team is loaded from top to bottom. Do they still got Reggie or did they get rid of Reggie?
They got rid of Reggie, but they still good.
Okay, they got rid of
They
Reggie.
still got Marcus Morris and Norman Powell and they got Bones, like
Yes.
And they got Eric Gordon.
Eric, yeah, Miles Plumlee, like they good, bro.
Shit, they still got Big Zoo? I know they got Big Zoo.
Yeah, they got Big Zoo too.
Oh my, hey, the Clippers. Hold on now. I wasn't even thinking about them, but
that's what I was saying. Like,
yo, they are loaded.
You know, as a Lakers fan, they just gotta stay healthy and play good ball.
They're loaded. They're loaded. Now, I saw a report where I don't know if it was false or not. 'Cause I feel like it was proven false afterwards, but I think there was some rumors that the front office wants to go with an approach of putting Westbrook back into that role that he was used to in like OKC days. I don't.
Yeah, that's you don't like that?
I like him as a I like him as with Paul George and Kawhi. He's not that same. If he was a Westbrook of old, where he was actually making smart plays, facilitating on a daily basis, like looking very, very, very solid, the way that we know Russell Westbrook to be, then I would love it because he would allow Kawhi and PG to get more rest off the ball and to work and do what they need to do, which honestly can still work because he has shown improvement from last year compared to this year, which is why he was in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. But, and honestly, probably the forefront of that award. But the last thing I know about Russell Westbrook playing that role was when he first got onto the Lakers, and everybody was calling him Westbrook. They was begging and pleading to get him off the team. They were saying that he was a detriment to the Lakers. He should not be facing that jersey. All this extra stuff. That's the last time I seen him really play that type of role. So, depending if they could find the right role for him, I feel like them three could work beautifully. But until that day comes, I don't know. Keith, what you got to say? I know you got to say
something. Me being a like in and out oblivious Lakers fan, I was one of the people that thought it would work and it didn't work. And watching them play, it was kind of obvious because LeBron is a dominant guy. Like even with Kyrie was playing on LeBron, he's ball dominant. Kyrie was catch and shoot, and LeBron had moments where he could pass it to Kyrie, and Kyrie could make a jumper. The way they guard Westbrook, they back off. He can't do that with LeBron. And then he did a lot of pick and roll. AD, he's a pick and roll guy. And I've seen with Steven Adams, but AD demands a lot of the ball too. So it's not the same thing with Steven Adams. I feel like the way it worked with Paul George is probably him and Kawhi. They're probably one of the best off-ball star players in like ever. Like they don't need, bro. We can see Paul George go 0 for 15 for the first beginning of the game, and it's going to end the third and fourth and cook. Like they could get the ball off of anything. If they could get that pick and roll with Zubac like he was doing with Steven Adams, and if he gets double or whatever, or if they try to play off him, he could kick it out to Paul George, easy money. He could kick it out to Norman Powell, easy money. Kick it out to Marcus Morris. If they get around him, he knows. I think he knows now that he's not that guy. So he's gonna lend the ball more towards Kawhi Leonard at the times where they need him to. I feel like it could mesh. Like you said, it just got to make it work. But those guys, they play really good off ball. That's why like Paul George is doing good with Westbrook because he was like off ball. You need me at the last 8 seconds of the shot?
Yeah.
Paul George is the smoothest player ever. He doesn't rush anything. Okay, 8 seconds, boom, get in my spot, bucket. And Kawhi the same way. Like, I'm telling you, it's good. I'm actually mad because I want him to go to Miami.
Ooh.
Okay. That would have been nice. I want him to go to Miami.
Right.
I think even in Miami, he would have probably helped Duncan Robinson shoot the ball better.
Right.
But no, he would have gone to the fucking Clippers. Excuse my language. God, dog, man. And now we got to deal with him in the playoffs.
That's very
And you
true.
know he's gonna come in. He was 40.
That's very true. That's very true. That is gonna be a problem for y'all Lakers, bro. Because you know Russ is
Yeah.
gonna come on all that bullshit he was taking from y'all the past 2 years. Y'all know he gonna want to come on a redemption tour for y'all for sure. For sure. He gonna wake up whenever it's time for the Clippers versus the Lakers. I'm telling you that right now.
They are seeded to play. I think it's set in April.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see. Smack, how you feel about Russ over there to the Clippers?
Man, you know, I do like it for us. You know, it's a better situation. You know, a lot more shooters. You know, he's under less pressure and it is not in the spotlight compared to LA. As we know, LA get talked about in every goddamn talk show, ESPN podcast. You know, every day. So it's good. And plus, you know, seeing him in the jerseys and seeing him in his press conference and whatnot, you know, he looks happy. He looks genuinely happy. You know, a place where he feels like he's really wanted. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
go ahead.
and I was gonna say, and really, all his job gotta be really for the Clippers is just to be their facilitator, you know, and then obviously score when needed, score when he needs to, but really just facilitate and get guys their shots and get guys, you know, easy looks, and you just make everybody else's life easier.
That is very true. That is very true. I want to bring some emphasis to what you said. He finally looks happy. And I feel like that's a. I mean, I feel like, you know, of course, we saw the viral videos of the Lakers dancing. We saw LeBron, look at my left wrist, watch this. He's gonna go for it, watch this. Like, they was cutting up, but I don't know. It just seemed fake. It didn't seem authentic to me, especially knowing what Westbrook was dealing with over there. So I'm happy to see him in a new environment, and I hope he flourishes in that new environment. And I'm glad Utah was able to work out a deal with him to make that buyout happen and let him go somewhere where he could still flourish. Because I want to see Westbrook with a ring, bro. At some point in time, I want this man to go out. At least he needs one on his resume, bro. And even if he doesn't, he's still a Hall of Famer. But, you know, just to see him win one, it would be the perfect send-off for Russell Westbrook. And I think the Clippers allows him the best opportunities to do that. So we're going to see how that goes. Man, it's been, you know, like we said, you know, this probably should have been discussed in a previous episode, but we just really couldn't have time to sit down and talk about it. But we're glad that y'all are sticking around now to hear us out and hear our perspective on a lot of these trades and free agency moves. I want to touch on the All-Star game a little bit. I want to touch on the All-Star game. I want to touch on what y'all feel about how it went, just the whole All-Star weekend in general, and, you know, just give me a bit of you know, your thoughts towards how the whole weekend is, you know, going towards. Like, are we feeling good about the future of the All-Star game, the dunk contest, three-point contest, all that, or are we feeling negative? What y'all think? Y'all want me to start, or y'all want, or somebody want to kick it off?
I'll take it. I'll start it off.
Okay.
All-Star Weekend, it was solid. Three-point contest obviously is the same. You know, it's solid. You know, seeing some of the top shooters. You know, solid event to watch.
Hey, Tyrese was pulling that hole. I have to shout out Tyrese.
He was
his ugly ass shot, but he was knocking that
All-Star. That shit ugly as hell.
He's ugly as hell, but he was knocking that hole down.
Yeah, that shit worked. That shit worked for him. So, and then obviously the dunk contest. A lot of people, the dunk contest was saved by Matt McClung. And honestly, I do feel that in a way because in the past few years, it was not a pretty dunk contest, you know.
Mac McClung saved it. He did.
But granted, I mean, we're at a point where every dunk almost possible has been done, or at least there's only a certain amount of dunks these NBA players can do because, well, they don't practice dunking every day, or at least like these pro dunkers that we might see on IG, they're not like them and have just going into the gym and just practicing dunks only. So it's only so many dunks that they can do. So eventually, the dunk contest, I feel like at some point we gotta change it to something else and replace it because we're getting to that point where it's not becoming entertaining. We're seeing the same things over and over with just a new theme behind it. You know, skills challenge is whatever, you know. I stopped watching that a long time ago. In the All-Star game, like people say, I ain't gonna lie, I had to low-key change that or get rid of it, man, at some point, because Guys not niggas don't want to hoop for real, like, or at least they just don't really care too much to hoop in the
Yeah.
All-Star game with each
Yeah.
other. So it's literally just like a lot of people are saying glorified layup lines where everybody's just dunking and then just no defense and just nothing.
Yeah. That's
And I
very.
did see an idea, which is I want y'all guys' take on this.
Mhm.
Should they change it to Team USA versus Team World?
For the All-Star game.
Yeah,
So you're saying to take on like the Rising Stars approach that they have?
pretty much.
Well, I mean, the world game is getting better, and you are having quality pieces to be able to do that. But I feel like the teams, it would just be too stagnant as the years pass by because you had the same world players playing against different pools of USA players, and like the world players, they're very, they're nice. And shout out to all the Euro hoopers out there that's doing their thing overseas because they boys can hoop. And the boys can certainly hoop. But as far as the NBA is concerned and the top names from these countries, it's going to be the same names for a plethora of years until new guys come around. But then again, you got guys like Victor coming into the league, and if Victor Wembanyama turns out to be what people say he could be, then he could be that next staple world player. So I mean, if the world continues to progress the way they have, as far as bringing in talent and top tier talent from a consistent basis, you had Jokic, you had Giannis, you had Luka, you got Ben Simmons before he flamed out. You got these players coming all over the place that's looking nice. I like it,
Joel
but
Embiid.
Joel Embiid, like I like it, but I don't know if that's a fix for the competitiveness because they're still out there bullshitting, bro. And to score 180 points in a basketball game is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Key, you want to go next before I take off on this All-Star weekend?
Yeah, I'll go. Come on, I'm taking off with you, bro. It. I saw someone talk about like how it was like low key the fans' fault, and like I kind of agree. Like people, they control everything, and they're mad that these players are not playing this load management. They're mad that this guy's not great enough because he's not an All-Star MVP or he's not a dunk contest winner. Bro, Stephen A. Smith went on live TV. He's like, the reason why dunk contest is bad is because LeBron James. What? And then it's like if LeBron ever played it when he was younger, you know how critical he'll be if he didn't win the freaking dunk contest champion. Like, no, I don't blame him. The All-Star Weekend supposed to be like a nice, good time to enjoy the weekend with your family, have a nice couple of days off. I'm not gonna go in there sweating, wondering, dang, how I got what dunk I gotta do, and I gotta complete because if I don't, they're gonna come in. They already compared the little things with him and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame LeBron. And some of these other young players like Zion and them, they're not doing it because they know the criticism is terrible. And these guys, these NBA players, they're not trying to play this game and get hurt. Because someone get hurt in the All-Star game, bro, how hard they playing? Knowing AD big behind, he might get hurt if he playing it. That's gonna ruin the season. So it's tough, and it's like we want to see like that older All-Star game where the stars are going at it and it's a close game, and people coming up with different formats and stuff like that. It's like, bro, it's a what's that word again, bro? It's like a really like squishy area. Because it's like you want them to play hard, you want to enjoy it, but if someone gets hurt, something goes wrong, it's not going to be laughable when Luka Doncic and them can't play in the playoff because of the All-Star exhibition game on Saturday or Sunday. Like it's tough, but it is getting bad, and I guess at this point, bro, even like the NFL Pro Bowl is bad. It's like, what can we do, bro?
Yeah.
Like what can we do, bro?
Yeah.
Like.
Really
And then they make it, and then the NBA make it worse because they make it mostly fame because the 3-point contest was cool, but bro, the top 5 3-point shooters in the NBA weren't even in it. I think only Dame was like one of them.
Yep.
Like Isaiah Joe, KCP, all them boys, they're all like 43, 40. They weren't even in it.
Nigga, they had Julius Randle in the 3-point. Sugar.
Like. I get it. It's not like big name players, but imagine how exciting it would have been to see all them boys close again. Like Tyrese had a burner, but after when Dame went on, it was over after Dame went on. He cooked all them boys.
Yeah, as expected because he's the only one of that caliber that was really in the contest for real.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be upset, but it's like, what's the answer? It's a big old math equation. I can't find the answer, and I don't think anybody can. We just go out and complain about it for the next 15 years.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I'm finna take off on this All-Star Weekend because I had the opportunity to watch it in its entirety and had the opportunity to analyze it just from a fan's perspective, but also now being in this spot with y'all boys where we actually sit here and we pay attention to sports a bit more highly than we did before, and we actually try to critique. I have some shit I want to say about the All-Star game. Now, what I could say honestly, and it sucks to say, but it's just the state of the game. It's the state of the game currently. Guys just, I'm not gonna say they're not as competitive as before because I hate that take where it's new guys are this, new guys are that. But you have to admit that as ages progress, there's less and less that's accepted in society in general as human beings. Like this is something that happens regularly. So like the crazy, the crazy Jordan plan that the bad boy Pistons had, it would not be accepted in today's game because people don't want to see that. People don't want to see just you going out punching niggas, hurting niggas, doing all that. They're not trying to see that. They want to see scoring and to what you said about it being the fans' fault. It's just how the game has progressed. Now, if you want to see, honestly, I wish the All Star game could get back to. I just saw a video recently where there was a All Star game in the 2000s, and Kobe and Stephon Marbury were going at it back and forth, hitting big time buckets, boom, back to back to back to back to back, playing defense. They were triple teaming, double teaming guys when they was getting hot. Like we would love to see that. It's good for the game, but it's just not. It's just I just don't see it going trending back in that direction. And if that's something you want to see, bro, you're better off picking up my team. You're better off picking up 2K and putting your
Yeah,
best players on the team and having fun like that because guys aren't trying to get hurt in these games. Guys understand, the stakes that are at risk if they were to get hurt, and the fans would hate it if one of their favorite players or their team's star player was gone for the rest of the season. If not, God forbid, a career-ending type injury just because they wanted to go hard in the All-Star game. So it's unfortunate the way the All-Star game is progressing, but it's just what it is. Now, can the NBA fix it? I think they can if they could just bring more incentive to these guys. Like, let them know, hey, if you guys play hard, at least show me something, bro. Take it like a pickup game. Like, y'all not even taking it as a pickup game these days. Like, y'all are just, all right, hey, hold on, hey, I'm gonna do this a little between the legs. Let me blow past. Okay, I got you. Go back. Like, bruh, like y'all are just y'all. It's Globetrotters at this point. It's Harlem Globetrotters. Y'all just trying to have a good time. It's not no real basketball, and it sucks. So if the league could fix that, then maybe it'll go back to its prominence. But I feel like just making the game. It's like the NFL now, where it's just like you get the Pro Bowler status, then that's all you need because like he said, the Pro Bowl ain't doing shit either. To the point that they changed to flag football. Like, come
like
on,
football.
come
That
on,
shit
come
crazy.
on, bro. Like, it's just the allure to it. I'm a 13-time All-Star participant, stuff like that. But the game is losing its allure. Now the dunk contest, I'm gonna be real. Mac McClung surprised me, and he low key saved. He low key saved. If Mac McClung wasn't in this dunk contest, this definitely would have. The dunk contest would have probably be on the cups of being banished from the NBA
A
because
white man on Black History
To the
Month.
you feel
shadow
me?
land.
It would have been banished because to see that video that was trending on Twitter of Jericho Sims doing that two hand dump and literally not a single person in the frame reacted. I know it's heartbreaking. And he holding up the 50. No, that's not it.
And that shit was torn up
That's
too,
not
bro.
it, bro. It's not it, bro. And fun fact, like, and my guys from my club team, because we went to shout out my club team, and that's also low key one of the reasons I'm wearing this ski mask today. Shout out Mason, shout out Favi. Them boys know the real. But we had went to Auburn University. We won our little tournament. We still hoopers at the end of the. We still athletes at the end of the day out here. But we was watching it together, and we seen that dunk, and we're just like the degree of difficulty. We know it's not easy to put both of your arms in the ring. We know that. Like, come on, you have to get up there. It takes a lot, but it's just not as exciting as some of the dunks we've seen in the past. So people are not going to jump out their seats for it. And fun fact, on our flight back from Atlanta, because we had to drive to Atlanta from Auburn to go to catch a flight to Miami. Guess who the fuck was on our flight, bro?
Jericho Sims.
This nigga Jericho Sims was sitting right there in the corner. I said, "What the hell, this nigga?" I was like, "Wasn't this nigga just on TV yesterday? Like, what the fuck going on?" But you know, like it's just like Smack said, like everything has basically been done. It's hard to top some of the things that have been done. So it's like unless you're coming out here with crazy creativity, it's nothing that's gonna get the fans out their seat the same way because we've seen crazy shit already, and that's stopping some of the younger guys from like, yeah, I'm not doing a dunk contest because what people can see from me, they're not gonna view it the same way as they did back in the day because it's been done already, if not better. But shout out Mac because he did come in and put on the show, and he did do some dunks that maybe we've seen before, but his flair, the fact that he didn't miss no dunks, the fact that it was very creative in some of them, I ain't gonna lie. The jumping over two people to smack the backboard to reverse.
Oh yeah, that was
bro.
That was funky,
and for that to be his first dunk, I seen that shit. I said, what the fuck? That was a crazy.
He brought out the 540. I was like, I haven't seen a 540 in a minute.
In a minute. So his creativity level was there, but it's not much. It's gonna be like that. You're gonna have one guy that's kind of shining, and the rest is gonna be ass. So I think what they need to do with the dunk contest is, and I've been saying this for a couple of years now, but it's about that time for them to just make it a strictly entertainment event and give professional dunkers that exposure to come participate in the dunk contest, because you have these guys that do it for a living, like they literally. They don't work on their game like NBA players do. They work on their dunks. They work on what is the next crazy shit they could do. And if y'all have seen some of them professional dunkers videos, they have done shit that I have never seen other than NBA Jam and NBA Street. You see what I'm saying? Like, they have done some ridiculous dunks to the point that I think I saw something on Twitter where Mac actually took one of this one dunker's dunk. I forgot his name, bro. I wish I could shout him out here, but I forgot his
Jordan
name.
Killigan?
It wasn't Jordan Killigan. It was
Chris Staples?
Nah, it was some black dude. His name started with a J. I forgot his name, but bro, like, he had some shit in his montage video of his dunks. So it's like, that's the only way you're gonna keep the enjoyment of the dunk contest. You have to bring in professional dunkers, I feel like, that can do shit that nobody else can fucking do. And now it's like, what the fuck? Like, y'all remember that little segment TNT Inside the NBA was doing where like Shaq, Chuck, and them, they was going to a place and letting professional dunkers come out here and do their own dunk contest?
Yeah, I remember that. Jordan Killigan was there.
Yeah,
right?
Jordan Killigan was there too.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that is just the saving grace, because the guys aren't really that eat up to do it anymore. They don't really want to do it, and they don't even have the creativity level currently, with the fact that they're still working on their basketball game, to even go out there and do some crazy shit. So how do y'all feel about that, about bringing professional dunkers in?
Bro, you just blew my mind with that one. That's a good idea.
I'm telling you.
Like,
I've been thinking about it, bro. It's been wrapping around in my head.
Yeah, like it can even be like, okay, we get some young dunkers in the league to team up with a professional dunker, and they could create something like Dance with the Stars, but like NBA dunking style, something like that. That'd be fire. Like, and then, but I forgot to bring up like one thing I'm thinking about the dunk contest is, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like now I get it. Nowadays, basketball players coming into the league are way more athletic. But what was the last time you seen a dude really flying, bro? I could think about on my hand like dudes right now, like what, Zion, Shaden Sharp, Matt McClung. Like most of those dudes in the league right now, they all pull ups, jab. They all one-on-one players. No one really flying like that no more. Like,
we don't got our Gerald Greens. We don't got our Gerald Greens.
Yeah, we don't got it. Because the NBA's changed now. You gotta have a jumper now. You can't rely on you just taking the paint and playing defense. You gotta actually be a 3-and-D or a wing if you're not a star player.
Yeah.
So it's like that's also a aspect, because we had to. Matt McClung got signed like the week before the dunk contest to the G League for him to be a contestant. Mm-hmm. And Shaden Sharp, I thought he was gonna be in it, but dude was like, "Oh, I want to compete." Like, you're in Portland, bro. Like, he's good. Like, y'all not going far. You might make the playoffs, but you're not going far.
Yeah.
But even like, I thought about like Zion not doing it, John not doing it. Who else could do it? Like, there's always a big man in it. Yeah. Like Tyler Lewis or Trey Murphy and Jericho Sims, and then what the Matt McClung and who else?
It's KJ Martin.
KJ, yeah.
KJ Martin, like,
Mhm.
and isn't Martin them all forwards? Like, Martin becomes the only guard.
Yeah.
It's you're not gonna. It's hard to find guys like that nowadays. So
It
I
is.
like that idea. Get a professional dunker, let them do it. What they gotta do is just try to appeal to the crowd. Like even when you think about it, bro, the most iconic dunks, the only iconic dunk I can remember from like the dunk contest, like a real that stick forever, is a Jordan simple one.
Yeah.
But like most dunks that we think are iconic are like end game dunks, like.
Yeah.
Like the Dwayne Wade lob to LeBron, the John Morant, what he's doing, the Anthony Edwards, he's also another flyer.
Yeah.
But like maybe like try to get some cool iconic dunks to flare it up instead of trying to do some crazy 360 windmill. Because we're gonna talk about it for like the next 2 years, but. Even like the Zach LaVine, like Zach LaVine windmill from the free throw line, that was crazy. You don't want to talk about that shit no more.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Like like some of the dunks don't hold the same allure because, like we've already said, we've seen it before. We've seen it before. Like let's be real. Everybody, like, there's a song about it. When Vince Carter came, took his arm in the rain. Like Vince Carter has some iconic dunks in the dunk contest. He got to put his arm in the rim. He got the 360 windmills. He got this crazy shit. But we just saw Jericho Sims put 2 of his arms in the rim and nobody did a damn thing.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's tough. It's tough because a lot of guys have done a lot of things that have already been done. But yes, bringing some iconic flair to it, that's something representative of you and your character, your upbringing, your culture. That might be another way to flare it up. But the dunk contest is holding on lost limbs right now, bro. Like it's on its last legs. I'm gonna be real. It's not as exciting as it once was, man. It's not. Smack, you got anything else you want to say about the All-Star game? Talk to me about Jason Tatum. I know we hate the Celtics, but how we feel about Jason Tatum breaking the scoring record, and just how we feel like how he's progressing as a player and for the Boston Celtics, man.
I don't like Tatum, as much as I like to hate on the Celtics, he is one of them guys, man. One of them top guys in the league. Definitely a superstar. Obviously, he's taking his game to another level once again. He's becoming a lot more two-way, because he was kind of considered two-way, but like it wasn't like nothing too crazy, it wasn't really mentioned much, but like he's really showing he's a two-way guy and really showing off his passing too. That he's kicking out, making the right reads, just becoming a better all-around player. So I should say that. The 55 in the All-Star game, I mean, again, it's not a lot of defense. He just caught fire like a lot of guys do, and then, he was just hitting 3 after 3. So, I mean, congrats to him, but, I mean, again, it's not a lot of defense being played there, so it's like we can't really put so much merit on that.
You sound like a Heat hater, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, I think that's just about everything we got to discuss in today's podcast, man. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in. It was great talking to y'all boys, man. Key, Smack is always love, man. I'm glad we get to talk about the All-Star game. I'm glad we get to talk about some of the shakeups in the league, and we'll continue to detail it as the season progresses, man. One thing I want to say real quick, 2 things. I'm gonna end off with a question, but before the question, I just want to make one more comment about the All-Star game. I know everybody said the halftime show was long as hell, but being African, bruh, it put a smile on my heart to see like Afro beats being presented on such a high field. You had Burna Boy on there, you had Thames, I think Rima performed as well. So it was great to see a lot of these African artists, and just black culture being represented the way that it should. And Black History Month, what else we could ask for, man? Shout out all my people, love y'all, man. And we make the world go around, so it's always a blessing to see new feats, new marks being made in today's society, man. But I just want to ask a question on the topic of music, since we were talking about music. What's on y'all rotation, man? Let's get out of here with a little rotation. What's y'all? Give me 3 artists that y'all are bumping right now. Maybe y'all gonna put a couple of the viewers on, and we can move from there. I know I put y'all on the spot, so I'll start off. I feel like 3 artists I've been bumping. That new Yeet, of course. I'm finna bump that hoe. I'm about to leave my crib right now, but I'm about to have that shit on blast. I'm sorry, Key. I know you're not fucking with it. That new Yeet, crazy. What other artists have I been? Hey, I'm gonna shout out. I'm in Tallahassee, FSU. I'm with the Seminoles. That boy, Lil Tyler, been
Lil
going
Tyler, Lil Tyler.
stupid. That boy raw, bro. That boy be flowing. I'm gonna show love to Lil Tyler, and I think my third is somebody that I used to not like. 'Cause I thought he was just childish in his music, but I really listened to it, and he hard as fuck, man. Shout out that nigga Baby Tron, man. Baby Tron go fucking stupid, boy. I don't give
That's my
I don't
dog.
give a damn what nobody say, man. Who wanna go next?
I'll go next. You got one niggas on my list.
Who?
Baby Tron, that's my
Come
dog, bro.
on now.
Hey, bro, that's my dog. That album fire. And they free that boy, man.
I'm telling
He got,
you, he dropped a song, I think, out on Bond.
he dropped a song.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Baby Tron, listening to Tony Snow. I don't know if you know who that is.
Ooh, I don't know. I had to tap in.
Listen to Tony Snow, I fuck with it, bro.
Okay.
And my baby mama, Pink Panthers.
And the Ice Spice homegirl.
Even man, Ice Spice messed it up before she came on that song. It was fine.
Okay.
That boy's a liar. That boy's a liar. I'm Pink Panthers. I thought it.
Hell no. Okay, massive. So Tony Snow and Pink Panthers. I'm gonna definitely tap into them too. Smack, who you got?
I've been keeping it basic, man. You know, South Florida. You feel me? Gotta listen to my dog Raw Wave, man.
It's November. Where the fuck is Raw Wave?
No way. Hey.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Rod and second in my rotation. I ain't gonna lie, Yeet. Had to go with Yeet, boy.
Yes,
I haven't listened to the album
sir.
yet, but I will be playing that. I'll be listening to that shit very soon.
Play that hoe, boy.
And the last one, whew, damn, a lot, man. I'm about to go with Uzi, man. Uzi's been dropping some. Actually, no, let me not say Uzi. I'm gonna replace Uzi with Trippie Redd after he just dropped this new album.
Okay.
To go with Trippie Redd.
His new album it do slap. If y'all haven't tapped in, go tap in with Trippie new album.
Cookie Water. I hate that album. That's disappointment,
bro. He had like 4 or 5 songs on there that's bangers. Bro.
Yeah,
I gotta listen to it again, but I don't, bro. I was so mad. I'm like, bro, what happened to Love Scars and all that, man?
He definitely changed from that type of artist. But that first song, Mansion Music, that shit too hard.
What? Bro. That shit.
I tap in again too. I didn't finish it. I'll tap in. My fault. I'll tap in. Let me see.
You got to.
And Yachty, bro. Now, how you feel about a Yachty? Let me hear your opinion.
Before we get up out of here. About the Yachty take. The reason why Key's asking me is because me and Key used to talk back in middle school about this nigga Yachty. Like, we used to, like, when he was first blowing up, we used to talk about this nigga. So to hear him drop a new album and it's a whole different wave than what we've been knowing, it was smooth to me. I mean, it's not gonna be something that's on my day-to-day rotation just because it's not really my type of music, but the black symbol, the black Seminole. I be grooving.
He used the auto-tone in that album, boy.
Yeah, he abused auto-tune in that whole. I ain't gonna lie. But it's different. It's different, bro. It's some alternative shit. I don't know. It's different. Maybe we could really get into it on another episode. But how you feel about the tape?
Bro, it pissed me off because, like, seeing all these leaks of Yachty on some Detroit beats, and he was spazzing. And I'm like, Yachty about to drop a new album. He about to go hard. He been playing with a Detroit beat a little bit. He dropped the Michigan Boy album before.
That shit fire.
Bro, I was waiting for something new. Yeah. This man comes from.
Sugar.
Like, what the hell is this? Like, it's like, if it's gonna take music and you enjoy it, it's just not me. It's not. I'm trying to listen to a Yachty.
Yeah.
But people were saying, like, and I guess he said it too. Like, that's what he was trying to come out with. That's what he's expressing himself. That's what he wanted to bring out. So I respect it. If you want to do it's your career. Like, fuck what everybody else thinking. If you want to put that work out there, go ahead and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It was unexpected for me.
I feel that. Well, all this last segment has shown me is that we are definitely due for a music episode. We must talk tunes very soon. But, man, like I said earlier, man, it's a pleasure to have y'all every single day. It's a pleasure for y'all that's tuning in and just listening to what we say, be it on YouTube, be it on Spotify, be it on IG, be it on TikTok. We're just trying to be as massive as we can. We're trying to be as, put out as much content as we can and just have a good time, man. Yeah, we love doing it, bro. It's just, we talk shit like this all the time, and it's cool to do it on video now and, have fun with it. So, without a doubt, as you see, Key is chugging that monster, so he probably finna be up another 4 hours tonight. But, Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to have y'all, man. I hope this Yeet mask ain't throw y'all off too much. Shout out May, shout out Favi, love y'all niggas, man. But other than that, we out of here, man. Gang.